I thought that was a very unique pick.
How we doing, everybody? Woo! Week 17. The Picks Podcast is back. I'm Matt. That's your boy Kyle over there.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle, you've got 2 mics there, I see. What's going on?
I do. I have a new mic that I got from Santa Claus, but I don't know how to work it. The reason why the podcast is late today because it was taking forever trying to figure out how it works. But we'll hopefully get it for next one. For now, I got to use my old mic.
I really like your setup that you got going on there. What's what do we got going on attached to the mic there?
Oh, you got a little Pix. This is from Secret Santa Claus.
Look at
little
that.
Pix logo.
I got one
for
too.
The microphone. Wow.
I got one too. Except I don't have a cool boom. I don't have a boom like you do, and my mic has to stay.
And then I have something else too. Pix
Whoa!
Podcast Football.
Whoa!
I gotta hang it up still, but sick.
What? Dude, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
It's
Shout
very
out.
Cool. Shout out Jackie.
Shout out our friend Jackie. Insane
Hand
with
painted
the hand painted these plaques and the football. Big shout out Jackie. That is so fucking cool. I'm super jealous. I hope she has me next year for Secret Santa. I would love that. Kyle, a lot of things happened in week 17. Lots of things. We had a potential game of the year on Sunday night between the Bears and the 49ers. We had a bunch of teams clinch. We had a bunch of teams get eliminated finally. We got the heads up from Liz that we both sound great, so awesome.
Yay.
Our unpaid intern who actually does our troubleshooting live, aka my girlfriend Liz. Love you, baby. Thank you. But we had a bunch of stuff happen in week 17. So let's get into it. Let's start with this week in football. Kyle, I got a bit of a story to tell you. This one's not.
Oh, you do?
Huh?
You do?
I do have a story to tell you. Kyle, the New York Jets canceled an invitation they'd sent to superfan and season ticket holder who goes by the name of Ashley. She planned to be part of the $100,000 field goal challenge at MetLife in honor of her late father. The team said she could not participate in the competition because she is a high school soccer coach, even though she came to the Jets beforehand and said, hey, I'm a high school soccer coach. She already informed the team, and she said I played soccer in college. They were like, all right, cool. And then the Jets were like, nah, we're not cool with it, actually. Ashley said, this is life-changing money for me. To be the soccer coach, as I said, she's told the New York Post. She said that she attends the games in honor of her late father's memory. If that doesn't say everything you need to know about the New York Jets, I don't know what does.
Yeah, Jets. Bad look by Jets.
Bad look. As if it couldn't get any worse. Also not a good look. I guess this one's kind of pending right now because we don't have all the details. But this happened today. Stefon Diggs is facing a felony charge of strangulation, which I actually didn't know was a crime, like just straight up strangling somebody, as opposed to like battery, who was also facing a misdemeanor assault charge, stemming from an alleged incident on December 2nd. We don't know exactly who or what happened because the case details have not yet been made public. Diggs, in his own word, categorically denies all allegations. In a statement put out by the New England Patriots, they said the New England Patriots are aware of the accusations that have been made again regarding Stefon Diggs. Stefon has informed the organization that he categorically denies all allegations. We support Stefon. We will continue to gather information and fully cooperate with the appropriate authorities and the NFL as necessary out of respect for all parties involved. And given that this is an ongoing legal matter, we will have no further comment at this time. I know he's got kind of a history of not being the smartest guy or the best guy. This one's too early to call. Too early to call, in my opinion. It would suck if it's true because I heard the set court date is the Friday before the AFC Championship game would be. So not good for chemistry. I don't know if he's going to be with the team in week 18. I know the Patriots will be starting their players since there is still a chance that they get the 1 seed. Likely that Denver will get the 1 seed given they're playing the Chargers. The Chargers aren't playing for anything in Week 18, but I don't know. What do you think? Have you read into this? Have you heard anything from the grapevine regarding this story?
I heard it was his chef. So
Diggs' chef?
yeah, I heard it was
Really?
Diggs' personal chef. I know the New England State Patriots put out a statement today saying that that they stand by Diggs.
Yeah.
I asked our resident Patriots expert, Ben, after he sent me the glaze, does he also stand by Diggs? And no comment.
Yeah.
He didn't say anything.
Good.
I also have
comments.
Diggs. I have Diggs in my Dynasty League. There's a special rule in the Dynasty League where if a player gets charged for a crime, you have to add $5 to the prize pool. Currently, I feel like I'm picking that choice. So I would argue that I stand by Diggs. Unless these charges go through, then I will release him from my Dynasty team. But as of right now, I do stand by Diggs because if the Patriots team is like standing by him right away, that's probably a good sign this woman might be just after for money. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. The league is under investigation. Right now, I think his litigation date is 2 days before the AFC Championship game.
Yes, that is true.
So we'll see what happens. I mean, the league could suspend him, but see what happens.
Bro, I love that rule in your Dynasty League. I actually didn't know that. And I
yeah,
feel like
you've talked 5. This was the first arrest or like charge.
Oh, well, what happened with the guy who drafted Judkins? Oh, because
that was before the league. Yeah, and
they also settled out of. They also said
he also like wasn't like arrested. Like this is a felony.
Yeah, right.
Now.
Well, I'm trying to think. Someone's had to have been arrested.
This is a felony charge. Not any relevant people.
What if you have like a defense and a player on the defense gets this? Like,
no, you don't have to. You don't do defense on Dynasty.
Oh, what?
Yeah, how are you supposed to do defense? Like what? I have the Eagles defense forever.
Yeah,
there's only 32 defense. No, you don't do defenses.
Or just do a round where you draft a defense. Then you have to have a defense.
No defense, no kickers.
Oh, dude. All right, I take back what I said about your Dynasty League. I don't like it anymore.
No, most dynasties don't have defense.
Well, most dynasties should have defenses and kickers. That's
no,
literally...
they should not. That is a bad take. Bad take.
I like it. I like that.
Also, horrible day for the Diggs family in general. I don't know if you saw this.
Yeah, I did.
KB Grapevine News. Yeah, Trayvon Diggs also released. Very confusing if you like are reading like a Reddit page and it says something about Diggs being released and you're thinking it's Stephon, and then you're like, oh wait, it's not Stephon.
My buddy texted me bye Diggs, and I looked up Diggs and I saw the Stephon thing and I was like, wow, this is pretty bad. And he's like, nah, dude, this is like pretty much this is really expected. You know, I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, you knew this happened? And he's like, dude, I'm talking about Trayvon. I'm like, oh. No, that the Trayvon Diggs getting released, I thought was pretty expected. There was just a lot of like, they said the Cowboys even said this. They said there was like no one thing that kind of did it. It was like kind of a culmination of things. He, missed a lot of time due to injuries. He missed 8 games this year after he injured his knee and suffered the concussion when he was attempting to mount his TV. Like, he had the thing in training camp where he had like a de-escalation to his salary because he missed so much time in training camp. So I feel like this is kind of expected, just kind of a culmination of things, as the Cowboys said. Signed a 5-year, $97 million extension in 2023. So I guess the Cowboys are going to end up saving a little bit of money here. I don't know what it is against the cap. I assume there's some sort of cap hit, but this release kind of makes sense to me, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I've been hearing rinklings to the KB Grapevine of Trayvon Diggs for a while now, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah. I am maybe I'm not surprised at this next one, but the Raiders shutting down Max Crosby and Brock Bowers for the rest of the year with injuries, undisclosed injuries, by the way. This is the most obvious tank job I've seen in quite a while. I don't know how they haven't been fined or have lost draft picks. It's kind of mystifying that the league hasn't intervened here when they're very clearly trying to lose on purpose. I don't understand how this is not being enforced. Very, very mystifying to me.
Yeah. Very mystifying.
Yeah, very. I've kind of been quiet about our neighborhood fantasy league. I did want to segue before I get into injuries. I know we've mentioned it a couple of times. It's just been a very down year for both of us. in that particular league. But Kyle and I played in the quote unquote poop ball this past Sunday for last place in the neighborhood league. Kyle, you ultimately ended up taking the toilet trophy. I don't know if you want to speak to your punishment at all for everybody.
No further comment at this moment. We'll see what happens later on.
Maybe we'll get some content at some point or another. Potentially, that's going to be up to Kyle.
It will be done, but it may or may not be posted.
I guess that's a good segue for injuries. We'll talk through some of those. Geno Smith left in the fourth quarter of Sunday's loss to the Giants with an ankle sprain. They said that he's unlikely to start in Las Vegas's final game, which is, again, pretty fitting that Kenny Pickett's going to be starting. Now they actually have an excuse to start him. Josh Allen, while he didn't leave, he did play through a pretty serious ankle injury in Week 17's loss, which severely limited his mobility. The X-rays came back negative, but they are still watching him headed into Week 18. Kyle, I don't know if the Bills can improve upon their seeding.
Yeah, they can. I think they depend. It kind of relates to if the Chargers lose and the Bills win, then they'll be the 6th. If the Chargers lose and the Texans lose and the Bills win, then they'll be the 5th seed.
They'll be the 5th seed. Okay, I mean that does matter. I think that does matter because it's you got to play Pittsburgh or who would it be? Jacksonville, right?
Jacksonville or New England, depending.
Yeah, dude. So obviously that matters. They're going to be playing. I wouldn't want to.
But I mean, they are playing the Jets. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I guess I'm not going to put too much stock in it. Yeah, you're right. Big one for the Steelers. Darnell Washington suffered a broken arm. He's going to be out for the rest of the season. He did undergo successful surgery on Monday. Pretty big loss, though. Pretty physically big loss. For the Steelers.
He's a very big guy. He's my dynasty. He's one of my dynasty tight ends. Prospect.
Another big one with playoff implications. Jamal Dean is injured again. This time it's his shoulder. He did not return. His status for Week 18 is questionable. Again, definitely notable with the playoff spot on the line between the Bucs and Panthers. Some other ones. We had the Vikings had a slew of injuries. Brian O'Neill, Javon Hargrave, Jonathan Grenard all did not return.
Their season is over. Skip over non-relevant injuries.
Over. Trent Williams left early in, I think it was the first play, actually. Of the first
it was
Sunday night's game.
I think it was the first drive.
Hamstring injury. He did not play for the rest of the game. And finally, Blake Corum injured his right ankle in the second quarter of last night's game.
My boy Blake.
I know. That one hits home. He did not return in the Rams' shocking loss to the Falcons. One loss for us, Kyle. I don't know if you saw this. Kind of head scratching. The Eagles waived our long snapper Charlie Hewlett. Did you see this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did. I don't know what they're doing. Whatever.
Why?
Howie we trust.
Well, I got a stat. So they are 7-1 with Hewlett in there, and then Cal Adamitis, who's the backup, 4-5 with him as the long snapper. I don't know. Stats are stats.
I don't know. See what happens.
All right.
Birds.
Go Birds. Regardless, go Birds. Let's get into some of the games here that we went through. We'll start with Christmas Day. Kyle, how was your Christmas? Scale 1 to 10.
Beautiful Christmas. I give it at least a 10 out of 10. Love Christmas.
I don't think I've ever had a bad Christmas. It's always so good. Family, friends. Of course, we had Secret Santa the next day. And we had football. We had 3 games. We'll touch on
low-key irrelevant.
Yeah, we'll touch on one of them for a little bit, I guess. The Cowboys ended up beating the Commanders 30-23. Washington had 6 sacks, which is an encouraging, sign for the teams, considering they've struggled to get the quarterback all year. Josh Johnson had the star in this one, the 39-year-old. I didn't think he looked too bad, actually. You had Lil Bill with 100 yards and a touchdown, with Chris Rodriguez on the sidelines. Dak had 300-plus yards and 2 touchdowns. Anything else, Kyle?
No, I mean, it was low-key. I caught bits.
It was pretty captivating.
It was pretty captivating. Just had no stakes, so who cares?
No stakes, exactly. One noteworthy thing in this one was the play discrepancy I saw at the end of the game. Dallas had 87 plays, 39 total time of possession, 39 minutes time of possession. Washington only had 41 plays, 21 minutes time of possession. And it was a one-possession game. So, pretty noteworthy. I have a contender, Kyle, in this next one for what possibly might be the worst game of the year, just objectively.
Yeah, this was a pretty bad game.
And that was the Lions and Vikings. Yeah.
Mhm.
Shockingly, the Minnesota Vikings end up winning this one 23-10. The Lion, like, if you actually just like, I'm at a loss for words because I still don't know how the hell the Lions lost this game. If you told me that Max Brosmer, who, I mean, I like the guy as a guy, I'm sure he's a fine guy. He's probably one of the worst quarterbacks I've seen play this year. He had three, one, two, three net passing yards in this game. Jordan Addison was the Vikings' leading rusher. Aaron Jones got hurt. And Justin Jefferson only had 30 yards receiving. And you still lost by double digits. How the hell did it happen? Well, the Lions had 6 turnovers. Kind of how it happened. They had 231 total yards of offense. I just, what the hell, Kai? What the hell? I don't understand.
Detroit's like, that was just a funky game. I think the turnovers just killed them. That and like, did they have any turnovers on downs too? No, just turnovers. I know Brian Flores, man, just put the pressure on Goff. And they just did not play well.
And this was like and it wasn't even really a defense. Like, it's a defensive game. It was a really good defense.
No, it's just a turnover. 6 turnovers and 5 sacks. Just Vikings got him. Vikings got him where it mattered most, honestly. And then they just were able to kind of get good field position off the turnovers, get field goals, get close red zone possessions to score, and they somehow won this game.
Well, I know
it was just very ugly to watch.
It was so ugly. Like
that was like one of Goff's like worst games ever.
Yeah. Well, he had 5. I was gonna say 5 of the 6 turnovers were for he had 2 interceptions and 3 lost fumbles. I believe it was Gibbs or Montgomery who had the other. I think it was Gibbs who had the other one. It was a fumble, but yeah, 6 turnovers. This is just a very embarrassing. And with this loss, now the Lions are officially eliminated, so they are not playing.
Yes, the Lions are out. They're just playing to help the Eagles out. Go Lions!
Correct. Yeah, I was gonna say it's actually big for the. It's also big for my. It's also big for my future, which is probably not gonna hit now because the Lions just decided to fuck around and lose the last 4 games of the regular season. So thanks for that, Dan Campbell and company. Appreciate you guys. I mean, this is a team that scored 30 plus points on Minnesota twice last year. And with the season on the line, they put up exactly 10 points. Very, very just jaw-dropping and a far cry from what this team was last year. Again, despite all the injuries they've had this season, all the inconsistency with the starters and the different O-line and different D-line, signing defensive backs off the street. I mean, 10 points against this Vikings team.
Yeah.
Against Max Brosmer, who 9 for 16, 51 yards. Is the only quarterback in the Super Bowl era to throw for less than 70 yards passing, be sacked 7+ times, and still win. You managed to do it, Dan. You managed to do it, Dan Campbell. Yeah, just very, 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 just very much a head scratcher for this one. The last game on Christmas, again, was kind of a snooze fest. It was the Broncos and Chiefs. Broncos end up squeaking out a win, 20-13. Chris Oladokun got the start for the Kansas City Chiefs, the 7th rounder from 2022. I'm still not buying this Denver team. I know this is it's a short week.
I will say in this game, I know it's short week or whatever, but there was a lot of calls that went like Kansas City's way, which I was like, what are you doing? Like, Kansas City's irrelevant. Why are you giving them?
They kind of did.
There was a couple of those in this game.
I didn't have anything written down.
There was a PI call that they got, I believe, early in the first quarter, because that's when I was still paying attention. That set up a drive where they ended up scoring. It just and then there was they missed the PI on the Broncos. It was bad. The refs were not very good in this game.
No, I mean, and it's kind of been the that's probably kind of been the standard the entire year, not just Chiefs games. That's been factually proven that they benefited more in the last 5 years or so. But
what are you doing? It's not like they're gonna at this point. Also, Bo Nix did have a horrible interception.
Oh yeah, no, he did. And I'm surprised I'm actually surprised you didn't text me that night and was like, "This is an early candidate for Tua to turn the ball over." I actually forget which one we both agreed that it would be, so I'm gonna.
Well, we're
wait.
coming up on it.
All right, I thought it was Saturday, but
There was a lot actually this week. Like last week,
there
really
were,
didn't have
dude. There
any.
were a lot of
We
turnovers.
forgot
this
to do
week.
we forgot to do the poll. So I'm just gonna give it to.
Oh,
I'm gonna give it to
shit,
9.
You're right.
Whatever. I don't really
What-
care. Philip Rivers did have that one pick 6 at the end though. That was kind of funny in Monday Night
That's
Football.
not. You can't give it to him now.
But I'm not giving it to him. I'm probably gonna just give it to 9. You know, I don't think 9's got it this year. Go 9.
Nah, nine is definitely a name that deserves it though. I would say so. It definitely sounds like it.
Who's gonna get Tua turn the ball over of the year? We'll find out the week before the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, that's right. We have to do that. That'll
have to
put
do
the
our
poll
award
out
show.
for. That'll put the poll out for.
Yeah, I'll post the. I'll let you know the candidates.
try
for the
and-
Tua turn the ball over.
I'll
turn over
try
the year.
and
We gotta do polls for a bunch of awards. I have a bunch of great award categories.
well, I'll try and put a video together or something like a
Mhm.
like a post, like a reel on Instagram where I can kind of
Ooh,
so we can kind of just see like all of the awards, our in-house awards, not the actual awards, but
yeah.
just to touch on this Denver team, I'm still not buying stock. I said this to start, like I know it's a short week, you're on the road, it's Arrowhead, it's still like it's a division game. And I know the Chiefs are not good this year, but it's still the Chiefs at home. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't think so.
Broncos spelled to me first round exit
They
in the divisional
do.
round.
They kind of
spell
could.
it depending on who they face though. Depends who
There's
they
a
face.
couple of teams, yeah. Like I would probably take them over the Chargers. Like I would take Houston over the Denver. I would.
I would take Houston over. I'd take the Chargers over them honestly.
Nah.
Chargers beat them earlier in the year.
I don't know.
If Herbert's resting this week, we'll see. I don't
I don't
know.
know.
I could see the Chargers. I could see the Texans. I can see the.
Definitely the
I don't.
Texans.
I don't know if I see the Bills anymore. Even though I did pick them to win the AFC.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
And then I think who else would potentially face them?
Who's the three?
That would be it, really, because it probably wouldn't be the 2 or the 3 seed.
No, it would be Houston or Pittsburgh.
It couldn't be the 2 or the 3 seed.
No,
It would be Houston. Yeah, so I think it's I think any of those wild card teams could do it.
I could see it. I could definitely see it. Oh,
But yeah,
excuse me.
Chiefs are done. Bye bye.
Woo. Moving on to Saturday. A lot of football this week. We got Thursday. We got Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Sunday, Monday.
Yeah, a lot of football. Saturday, the Texans and Chargers. Texans take this one 20-16. With this loss, the Chargers have been eliminated from not the playoffs, but AFC West contention. The I guess I should have mentioned this before. The Denver Broncos did clinch the AFC West for the first time in 10 years, actually. With this win, though, Kyle, the Texans do clinch a spot in the playoffs officially.
Woo!
They become the first team to start 0-3 and make the playoffs since the Texans in 2018. Seen this before. I believe that was the year the Texans got out to that huge start against Kansas City and lost. Correct me if I'm wrong there.
I believe you are correct.
That lines up. I think that lines up.
Yes.
Yeah, so the Texans got out to a big lead in this one. They got out to a 14-0 lead within the first 6 minutes. Set up by a 75-yard touchdown to Jaden Higgins and a 43-yard touchdown to Jalen Noel. The rookies finally start to come around. Houston had 12 drives in this game, 156 total yards of offense on the first 2 drives that both resulted in touchdowns. On the final 10 drives, just 208 yards of offense, only 6 points on 2 field goals. So, quick start for the Texans. Again, you kind of saw this last week with the Cowboys game where the Chargers make some adjustments on defense and kind of just shut down the running game. They shut down, they really slowed the Texans' roll. So again, I do like.
The Texans really got 2 big plays off of just like broken coverages, and then after that, it just mainly their defense. I mean, obviously the first 3 drives for the Chargers: punt.
It was bad.
Field goal, pick.
They really didn't get it going.
I mean, if they make that field goal, that could change everything.
Yeah, dude.
I think there was a missed field goal and missed extra point.
That's so unlike Cam Dicker.
Makes the field goal, makes the extra point.
Really, yeah.
This is a tie game.
I think Cam Dicker's been having an all-pro year too. Like I think it's
Mhm.
Like I know Aubrey, like I still take Aubrey over
Yeah,
anybody.
he's the most accurate kicker in NFL history.
Right. But I think, between him and Myers, Jason Myers, they're both having all pro years. So this was
Mhm.
extremely surprising from Cam Dicker. And, the Chargers were really in a rut. They kind of found it in the second half. But I do got to give credit to the Houston offense because those two field goal drives in the second half, they took up 9.5 and 10.5 minutes respectively. So, you know, the Chargers really just didn't have an opportunity to come back in this game. They scored, they had 2 touchdown drives in the second half. I think they only had like, what is it, 4 or 5 drives in the second half at all.
Yeah.
So, they really just didn't have the opportunities. They abandoned the run too. Hampton had 14 carries, only 29 yards. I tell you what, no Kamani Vidal has really hurt this team. He's still out with that neck injury. I think if he's able to come back in the playoffs and kind of serve as that number 2 role for Hampton, I think you might see this team start to get a little bit more dynamic on offense.
I
I
mean,
feel like
honestly, though, in this game too, they had like a lot of bad drops. Oriole
they did. Yeah, I know.
Gaskin basically dropped a pass that ended up turning into a turnover. He also dropped like a would have been a touchdown, ended up resulting in a field goal that drive. Like I think he as the rookie had a couple bad drops in this game that could have changed everything.
I don't think they helped Herbert. I think you're right. The supporting cast definitely didn't help Herbert. And I know we've seen Herbert, like, Herbert's taken his fair share of criticism, especially last year in the playoffs with the 4 interceptions. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I think in this case, it was kind of just, protection breaks down immediately. He's forced to roll out, and then you got your guys, not even getting open, him making the throw to get them open, and just the drops happening is very, very unfortunate for Herbo in this one. Stroud on the other side of the ball, Stroud still worries me, but I mean, historically, he's never been someone where the moment's been too big for him, and that's especially been true in the postseason. So I think they'll be fine, more or less. But I'd like to see a little bit more consistency from the offense. But I think we both know that this defense is the main driver of this Texans team.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on to our other Saturday game, the
Derrick
Baltimore
Henry, rest in
Ravens.
peace if you played against him in fantasy.
Woo! So
I did. I knew my fantasy season was over on Saturday night.
Y'all got Puka in week 16. Y'all got Derrick Henry in week 17. This was an absolute masterclass. The Ravens win 41-24, by the way. Absolute masterclass for Derrick Henry. 36 carries, 216 yards, 4 rushing touchdowns. I believe the touchdowns and the carries are career highs for Derrick Henry. And it's kind of just, it's a complete 180 for Baltimore, really. Like, we go back to last week, right? No Henry touches for the final 9 minutes of the game. And now this week he gets a career high in carries. It's kind of crazy to suggest that when you give the ball to your future Hall of Famer, good things are going to happen. But here we are, and we're saying that. Baltimore, stick to the run. Do us a favor. Go ahead and stick to the run.
Well, have you heard the grumblings of Baltimore? KB Grapevine, Baltimore News, of John Harbaugh and the rift in the locker room?
Yeah, so what's been going on with that? I've heard
the
rumblings.
part, according to multiple reports, some of which will remain anonymous because of KB Grapevine sources. There's apparently John Harbaugh, they don't like him, the players. Lamar doesn't like him. Lamar allegedly may be doing a trade request for Miami. That's what I'm hearing.
What?
Through KB Grapevine.
For the Dolphins?
But Lamar Jackson is going to be the news is darling during this offseason.
Dude, what? That's look. So I've heard the stuff about Harbaugh.
That's what I'm hearing.
I've heard the stuff about Harbaugh where they're not buying in or whatever. I don't know if they're gonna like fire him or what. I think that's absolutely on the table, just with all the inconsistencies. And
honestly, I think the loser of the Baltimore Steelers game next weekend, fired. I think they get fired.
Well, I've heard that the Steelers aren't gonna fire Tomlin. I don't know if you've heard that through the grapevine, but that's what I've heard.
I don't know, man. I think if they get embarrassed by the Baltimore, they might, especially if they're that loss to Cleveland. Week by week league.
It is. It really is. But
because I did hear those news sources, but that was before they lost to Cleveland on Sunday.
Yeah, well, maybe that report was before the Cleveland loss. I mean, that does definitely change.
Before the Cleveland loss,
we'll get into in a little bit, but I don't know. I saw a lot of good things from Baltimore in this game. I mean, how about that 8-minute touchdown drive to open up the game? They had 13 total plays.
Yeah.
Henry had 7 carries on that drive alone with the touchdown. And then, Green Bay they responded with a 2-play touchdown. It was a 40-yard dot to Dobbs and then a 39-yard strike to Watson for the touchdown. On your bench, Kyle. Christian Watson.
Yeah, on my bench. What a rat. Also, fun fact, this is the second time this season the Packers have not punted in the game, and they lost both times.
That's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to do once. Stat. That's hard to do once.
Do it twice and lose.
Well, they did have a couple of turnovers in the second quarter. I know they had
the Tua turned the ball over of the week.
Oh, that's right.
In this game.
That's the one. Yes.
Malik Willis got the ball snapped, wasn't expecting it, smacks him straight dab in the head. He's like, and then it bounces right into a Raven defender.
He got domed.
And I was like, there he is. He got absolutely domed. Hysterical.
You texted me and I was like, yeah, that might be it.
I think that was it. Yeah.
Well, what about the time they went for it on 4th and inches, right? And they had to turn over and down.
Yeah, they got stopped right away.
But dude, they lined up in the gun on 4th and inches. Just go for it under center, dude. Like whatever happened.
I mean, I don't know what's going on with the Packers run game. I mean, right now, like I said, any team can win the Super Bowl. The Packers cannot. The Packers are so injured.
Well,
I mean, I had a fantasy matchup where I was against Derrick Henry and I had Josh Jacobs. Derrick Henry had Josh Jacobs had less yards than Derrick Henry had touchdowns.
Yeah. 4 rushes for 3. Was he just not part of the game plan? Like, what the hell?
I don't even know. I don't even know what happened. He's just a bum.
I just don't know what happened. Well, I think you got to be questioning LaFleur on that one because, like, 4 carries. Are you kidding me? He's been your whole offense this entire year. You've leaned, like, unless he's just not healthy. But even so, like, you only gave 7 rushes to Emmanuel Wilson, right? And between him and Jacobs, they only had 19 yards. Like, Malik Willis did have 60 yards rushing, but, like, that was not by design. That was mostly just him scrambling, So, like, I don't know what the game plan was for the Packers coming into this. It was a close game for most of the time, but then the Ravens just kind of pulled away. Now, with this loss, the Bears do clinch the NFC North. The Bears go from 3-time 4th place finishers in the NFC North to the 1st seed. And I believe Green Bay is
currently the 2 seed.
Yeah, they're currently the 2 seed. I think that's the best they can do. They've with their
loss,
they
can't go to the 1 seed after that loss to the
correct.
Niners.
And I believe Green Bay is now locked into the 7th seed.
Correct. Green Bay is locked as the 7th seed. Green Bay has already announced that they will be resting their starters next week against Minnesota.
Checks out. All right, let's go through some of these games on Sunday. We'll talk. You want to just
the irrelevant ones? Relevant ones. Bing bong.
All right, irrelevant.
Cardinals, Bengals. Jamar Chase scored 2 touchdowns, first time in a while since I think October he scored. Good for him. Cardinals, if they don't fire Jonathan Gannon, there's something wrong with them.
They will. Did you see
also
Joe Burrow?
that catch? Are you gonna say the fossils?
No, the waffles.
Oh, waffles.
He was eating waffles on the side. He asked the trainer for. He's like,
I didn't see that.
He goes over. He's like, "What do you need?" He's like, "I don't know. I'm hungry. I need some like nuts or some waffles." And he's like, "All right, I'll get it for you." And he's sitting there, and then the guy brings him over waffles. He's like, "I got you a little bit of everything," and he's just eating waffles on the sideline. So I thought that was kind of
hysterical. I was gonna say, well, what do you think about his Christmas gift to his O-line? He gave him dinosaur fossils.
Dinosaur fossils?
Yeah, dinosaur fossils.
What kind of backhanded ass shit is that?
That would be sick if you got a little dinosaur fossil.
I would think it was
be
cool.
A big one. You got like a T-Rex skull or something. That'd be sick.
I would think it was cool. Yeah, if I got a T-Rex skull, are you kidding me? Joe's not getting me a T-Rex skull. Wait, what? Is that what he got him?
Yeah, he got it. I don't know. I didn't know what fossils. I assumed they're high quality fossils.
I don't know what the going rate for dinosaur bones is either. So
yeah.
Well,
also the Cody Ford offensive lineman had a big catch to set up a touchdown. Did you see that? That was kind of sick. It wasn't even like a trick play. He was lined up as a receiver.
He was the targeted. He was the primary read on the play.
Yes, but like no, it wasn't even like he was lined up like as a tight end and like broke off. He was lined out wide.
Interesting.
He was like, did you not see this play? It was sick.
I didn't. I heard about it, but I didn't see it.
No, he was like line. Like I saw it on Red Zone, and I was like, "Oh, cool! The lineman caught it. That's so cool." And then they were like, Scott Hansen was like, "No, he's like lined up out wide as like the
It's like-
wide receiver too."
It's like
I
no,
was like, "That's sick."
it's like no,
Spike.
dude. He's running a deep cross on this play. Like,
Yeah.
interesting.
Very
Next
cool.
game. How about the Pats and
Next
Jets?
irrelevant Pats Jets. Drake
Yeah.
May. We have Drake May
Yeah.
Glaze.
Woo!
Very glazeable game. This game.
42-10.
We got
yeah, it was.
Ben's Drake May Glaze of the week. I mean, what else can you even say at this point, Kyle? He played perfect game of football, highest QBR in NFL history, 157 passer rating, 5 touchdowns, 256
It's
yards,
insane, dude.
only 2 incompletions, only played 2.5 quarters because the game was already over. Just give him the MVP. And then he sent me the stats of Drake May and Matthew Stafford among common opponents. Drake May, 1,585 yards, 13 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 6-0 record.
Wow.
Matthew Stafford, 1,545 yards, 14 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 4-2 record. And Drake May also has another rushing touchdown and 160 yards. Those games. Drake May is also now the betting favorite for MVP.
Well, that I did see. So I saw he's minus 330 too. So he's really the favorite right now.
Oh wow, I saw a minus 145.
No, I checked.
He's really
an hour before. So minus 330 right now in DK. Stafford all the way up to plus 250. So like they're even saying like this is not close.
Recency bias. Goddamn.
I tend to think so because I haven't.
Well, I mean, how do you give the MVP to the? He can't even. He's going to finish third in his own division.
Well, I don't think that's fair.
He could finish second.
But it's definitely. I mean, I think it's noteworthy. I'll put it that way. I haven't seen the numbers lined up next to each other. I mean, the common opponents though. That's pretty surprising. I would not have thought that. Drake May was 6-0 in the common opponents between the Rams and Patriots.
Well, considering that's like the AFC South, the NFC
yeah,
South
right. I just didn't think they had that many common opponents, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
One little tidbit for the Jets, Kyle, which I think you'll find hilarious. Garrett Wilson is the Jets' leading receiver this year with 395 yards. Garrett Wilson's also been on IR since week 10.
He also hasn't caught. Yeah, he hasn't caught a pass since October. Not great.
Still the leading receiver for the team. 395 yards, leading receiver.
Jets are bad, man. They're not even gonna. They're now. They can't get the first pick anymore because of the Falcons win.
They can't get the first pick anymore because the Falcons won.
Because of like strength of schedule tiebreakers. Granted, the only way they would have gotten it is if like the Giants, if the Raiders win this week, and the Jets lose.
Which ain't happening.
There's a bunch of tiebreaker stuff, but right now they can't even get the tiebreakers now.
Yeah, that ain't
because of the Falcons.
All right, next irrelevant game. I guess we could touch on the Saints and Titans, which for all intents and purposes,
that was an exciting game.
It was a great game.
Did you see? There was some great plays in this.
I was gonna say, like, dude, Cam Ward versus Tyler Shaw.
Ward and Tyler Shaw.
Sign me up.
Shuckster, bro.
The Shuckster.
I love Tyler Shaw. He's right now the odds favorite for Rookie of the Year.
No, he's not.
He's not.
It's still Tet, but it's close. So Tet is still minus 140. Tyler Shaw, though,
I got a bad source. I got to cut that source out of the grapevine.
Well, he's making a late season push right now. Well, I looked this up as of today, so I don't know when you got that information.
I saw that this afternoon.
Well, it could have changed. I don't think it would have changed that much, but right now on DK, as of like an hour ago, Tet was minus 140. Shaw is plus 140. Travion Henderson all the way up to plus 1,000 after that injury. Crazy. He was the betting. Remember, he was the betting favorite like 2 weeks ago. Crazy.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, dude. Cam Ward versus Tyler Shaw is very, very impressive. The Saints ended up taking this one 34-26. It's 4 straight weeks for Cam Ward with 2+ passing touchdowns. I think he's come a very long way, considering I think this is probably going to be the worst supporting, or at least I hope it's the worst supporting cast he'll have in his career, or at least for the foreseeable future.
No, it's definitely promising for him. I like the Titans next year. Depending on who they hire as head coach.
Correct. Yeah, I was going to say, depending on who they draft.
Because they do have a lot of cap space too.
Well, I think it'll be.
We shall see.
I think it'll be very interesting to see, like, because I think they're definitely going to take a receiver, right?
Well, yeah, of course.
My guess would be they would take a receiver. Who I think they really should get is Carnell Tate, wide receiver from.
Hmm.
Well, I have a bias for him because he's an Ohio State wide receiver. But like, dude, they breed NFL wide receivers. So can you
They
blame
do
it?
breed NFL.
Can you
wide
actually
receivers.
blame me for that take? Like that
No.
would be crazy. Tyler Shaw though, I think the Saints might be onto something there. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
We'll have to see. I'm really like I know he's not going to win, but Kellen Moore, if the Saints win out, I think should be an honorable mention for Coach of the Year. Honorable mention.
No. Honorable mention.
Yeah, because he's not going
It's
to
such
win.
a stacked coach. It's such a stacked coach
It
of the
really
year race.
is.
You can't.
There's a lot of good coaches. There's a lot of bad coaches this year, but a lot of good coaches this year.
Mm-hmm.
Next irrelevant game. Well, I guess this one ended up being irrelevant. Was the Jaguars and Colts game?
Colts.
Yeah, Jaguars take this one.
Kind of irrelevant. I mean, kept the Jaguars
17.
in the AFC South title in control. Philip Rivers played likely his last game.
Oh, dude, it was
Called a
so
hell of a
fun
run.
while it lasted.
It really
so
was.
Fun.
I know he didn't win. I know he had some bad picks.
Oh man,
I know he couldn't throw the ball more than 30 yards, but electric run.
I know. They even brought in Riley Leonard to throw the Hail Mary too. I was like, oh no, Phil
He got an interception. That feels so bad for him.
They're like,
Just
dude,
like you come in, throw an interception for the old man that we replace you with.
they were at midfield too. He couldn't even get it there. Like likely can't even throw 30 yards down the field, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
He threw a touchdown to Mo Alley Cox though. That was awesome in 2025. If that might be the most unlikely, quarterback to tight end touchdown this year. I'd like to think, just because Mo Alley Cox, for those of you who don't know, did not play college football. He played college basketball at VCU, and he's been on the Colts for like 8 years.
Couple years now. Yeah.
No, dude, a couple. He's been on the team for like 8 years.
Several.
Yeah, like 8 years, something like that. And for Philip Rivers to throw him that touchdown, which is very, very special for me personally. I remember they had the lateral play from Jacoby to ETN. I'm surprised he didn't
that
say
was a fumble.
that
was a Tua turn the ball. That was a candidate.
Candidate, yeah.
That was a candidate. That's what I was saying. This week had a lot more.
This year was tough, I feel like. This week
had a lot of candidates.
Yeah, for sure. So the Jags improved to Kyle. I think you might nail this. Because what'd you say?
Dude, bro, I said the Jags were going to be really fucking good.
You said 13.
I did.
Yeah, you said 13
you
and 4.
Rats.
Because we were at the bar.
They doubted me.
And no, they were like, oh, like no, nobody had the Jags at 12 and 4.
I had the Jags.
And I was like, dude, Kyle actually did.
I had the Jags.
I
Take
had
it a year.
You can die on that hill.
Take it a year.
You can gladly die with that.
Last year I had the correct Super Bowl matchup. Granted, not very tough prediction, but I did have it. And this year I had the Jags being really good, and nobody else did.
What do you have this year? Eagles, Bills, right?
I have Eagles, Bills. You also had Eagles, the same one.
Yeah, we did. Which could still happen. Who knows?
Still could happen.
In a weird way, it still could happen. Irrelevant. The Carolina Panthers, after a win, they lose 27-10 at home against the Seattle Seahawks. Dude, this was
an ugly game. This game low-key sucked.
This game did suck, and that's why I thought it was going to be a relevant game because this was a team that's playing for a playoff spot. And it's the Seahawks who are the 1 seed. Turned out to be
Bryce Young threw the ball 24 times for 54 yards.
Dude, they were so bad.
They were bad.
They had that one touchdown drive that was they had a drive of 69 yards. Nice. And then they had besides that one drive, they had 70 total yards of offense. Not nice. 139 total yards of offense in this game is just absolutely crazy. They were 1 of 11 on third down. The Panthers were 2 of 5 on fourth down. Kyle said it, just 54 passing yards for Bryce Young in this game. This is why you don't buy stock in Carolina, especially after a win. So I guess by the transitive property, right? Win, loss, they lose this week. That means they're going to win the division.
They're going to win division.
So you bet.
Well, I don't even actually fun fact about the division.
I did, yeah. So
the Panthers can win 2 ways. They can either win outright on Saturday.
I believe a tie also gets them in.
Or if they lose, then there's an NFC South proxy war between the Falcons and the Saints. If the Saints win, then the Bucks go to the playoffs.
Correct.
If the Falcons win, then the Panthers go to the playoffs. If the Bucks beat the Panthers.
So the reason for that, Kyle, is also because if the Falcons win and the Bucks win, we would have a 3-way tie at 8 and 9 for the NFC South, and that would necessitate not a head-to-head but it would whoever had the best division record, which would be the Carolina Panthers, and so
Mhm.
they would get the playoff spot. Absolutely wild scenario
Dang.
because
Who would have thought?
I was like, "There's no way," and my buddy was like, "Oh, dude, the Panthers can still lose next week and get in." I'm like, "Nah," and he's like, "Yeah, well, if the Falcons win tonight," and I'm like, "Nah," and then they won, and I'm like, "Shit, could actually happen." It's crazy. Yeah, dude, this I gotta tell you though, this Seahawks team is really impressive. Like I know it's
They're very good, the Seahawks
You
team.
tell
Even when
me-
Sam Darnold makes mistakes, they're still able to win. That was the big thing with the Vikings last year with Sam
Mhm.
Darnold. If he made mistakes, they were cooked. This Seattle defense is very good.
it's the same. Dude.
It's I mean it's the Pope stat. Everyone's saying, oh, the Bears get the Pope because he's the Chicago Pope, but actually every year there's been a new Pope. Going back to 2005, the Seahawks have made the Super Bowl.
Going back to 2005 and 2016 or 7.
Yeah, the first time when the Seattle won the Super Bowl.
So 15.
So when they lost to the Steelers, when they beat the Broncos,
They beat the
and
Broncos.
then potentially this year, who knows?
That's crazy.
Hopes that. But then the Panthers have the Jennifer Lopez Ben Affleck divorce and
Stupid.
the Ohio State
I ain't
winning a
buying.
national championship.
I ain't touching this Panthers team.
They
in
have
10
that.
football
They have
playoffs.
that. They do have that
Yeah.
going for them
I
as
ain't
well. So,
touch-
which is stronger, the Pope or Jennifer Lopez and Ohio State?
Oh, I have no idea. I have no idea, dude. That's a question for another day. Dude, give me the Pope. I don't know.
Could get a rematch of this matchup because right now Seattle can either be the fifth
Oh, yeah, that's
seed
right.
or the 1 seed.
Yeah, that is true. Oh God, keep yawning. Gotta wake up.
And there we go. Next game,
yeah.
Steelers Browns.
Ooh,
The game where
relevant.
the Steelers were more concerned about stopping Myles Garrett from getting the record than they were to win,
Terrible.
according to Myles Garrett. And by watching the game, I tend to agree with them.
You're kind of right, dude.
They were not playing to win. Also, the Steelers wide receiver core without DK Metcalf is bad.
It's bad.
Like that last play of the game, like that was obviously a play that was drawn up with DK in mind.
Yeah, well, so hear me out,
Going
right?
to Calvin Austin like that, you're not gonna win that ball.
So no, they went to Marquez Valdes-Scantling.
Also, that should have been PI in my opinion.
Nah.
He wasn't playing the ball. He wasn't playing the ball.
You can face guard in the NFL, number one, and number two, there was no contact. He was just had his hands up and he was in his face.
I don't. Debatable. I've seen that called as PI.
So yeah, you're probably right, but here's
Not that I cared. I was rooting for the Browns, so.
Oh, I did too. And
I
actually, Kyle, I picked the Browns in this game, so
I picked the Browns too.
I feel like so we
it was a last second swap.
A little kudos to each of us, but I think why are we throwing to Marquez Valdes-Scantling? So you have goal to go, right? Why are we throwing to Valdes-Scantling 3 times in a row? Like, what are we doing? Like, is that really your best option? Like, how come? Let me ask you this: how come Pat Freiermuth, right, gets 2 of his 3 catches? Led the team in receiving yards, by the way, right? 2 of his 3 catches on the final drive of the game, like when they had a goal to go situation.
They needed him to
found.
block Myles Garrett, so he wouldn't get the record.
It is unfathomable, like how bad their game plan was coming into this game. Like I genuinely agree with you. Like it was so just not.
They were more concerned about the record. They didn't want Aaron Rodgers to be the one that got the record. He got the record.
How is Arthur Smith not fired after this season? How's Mike Tomlin not fired after this season? Right? Like I know I mentioned the reports.
That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. You could see a report, but like obviously Steelers riding high. But now, that's what I'm saying. Whoever loses that game, I think the coach gets fired. That's the prediction. That's what I'm hearing through the grapevine.
I think you're right. Like honestly, I think you're right because this was just in all counts.
They've been tenured for so long. They haven't done anything in years.
This
so
was
whoever loses that game, donezo.
This was by all accounts a poor display of football. Like this is probably one of the worst games of the season to watch.
Yeah,
like
as are most Browns.
As are most Brown games, but like the Steelers,
and most Steelers games, low key, to be honest.
What is it with the Steelers games?
It's because they won 9. Steelers won 9
games.
They won 9 and 8.
Literally stole the words out of my mouth. I was like, they get to 9 wins. They get to 9 wins, and they stick it in park.
They're like mission accomplished.
Yeah, like they held the Browns to 13 points. They won the turnover battle 2-0, and they outgained Cleveland, and they still lost to a 3-10, 12 Browns team. It's just I knew this would happen too, by the way. Like,
Fathomable.
I knew this would happen just because it's the most Steelers thing to do to dominate Detroit in Week 16 on the road. You get 481 total yards of offense. You hold David Montgomery to 14 rushing yards. You hold Gibbs to 2 rushing yards, and then in Week 17 to lay an egg. Like it's the most Steelers thing. Rodgers looked terrible in this game. Far cry from what we saw last week. And then again, you said they were more concerned with stopping Garrett. Double team, triple team. Like they put all their defensive effort all their efforts in this game onto the defense. Great. You held them to 13 points. Where's the offense? 6 points. They didn't score a touchdown. Crazy.
Oof.
Crazy to me. So now they are in a situation where with the Baltimore win on Saturday, they are now in a situation where Week 18's game, and of course, we knew this was going to happen because that's what the NFL wanted all along.
I'm kind of pissed it's the Sunday night game. I think it should have been the Saturday night game.
Yeah, I don't know. So when is the Bucks and Panthers 4:00?
So Saturday, the 4:00 Saturday game is Bucks Panthers, and then the night game on Saturday is the Niners and the Seahawks.
Niners Seahawks. Okay, I mean I'm in for Saturday football.
I think Niners Seahawks should have been Sunday night.
I'm in for
Saturday. I think objectively
football.
That's probably a better game.
So
but
then,
the Saturday games are going to happen regardless.
Yeah, right, because it's weeks.
Like I do not want to watch the Ravens and the Steelers. I get obviously I get why they did it because they're bigger market teams.
Oh yeah.
/ like the rivalries really.
Well, you're gonna watch it. Stuff. How are you not gonna watch?
Obviously, I'm not. Yeah, obviously I'm gonna watch it. I'm not stupid.
Right.
I think the object. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm gonna watch both of these games.
I'm watching.
I take back my point. Doesn't make. I don't know. It's the principle, Matt. The principle.
Yeah,
I stand by the principle.
Well,
Sunday night's supposed to be objectively the best game of the week, and I don't think Steelers Ravens is the best game.
I agree with you. I agree. I think it probably should have been Saturday. You're still watching regardless, though. So, one more 1:00 game. We've got the Bucks and Dolphins. The Quinn Ewers led Dolphins beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 20-17. If you remember, Kyle, I was kind of high on this kid, Quinn Ewers, coming out of Texas. If you go back to the March podcast, I was high on Ewers. I said he was good. People were kind of laughing at me, saying that he wouldn't be shit in the NFL. But look at this. I think the Dolphins maybe kind of have something here if they try to move off Tua this offseason. I don't know.
No, I think it's just the Bucks are bad.
Well,
the Bucks are falling apart.
I think it's mostly that. I mean, this Buck team, they haven't looked good in literal months. Like it's been a very.
They're all on all facets. Baker's playing hurt, just like he did with Cleveland that one year that got him out of town.
Dude. Injuries are not.
I think that the special team sucks. Todd Bowles said in a press conference that they're purposely doing touchbacks because they don't like their return team, like return defense.
It's crazy.
It's just bad all around. Bad vibes. I can't believe I picked them to win. I'm sorry, people, but just watch them. I guess I wasn't really watching them that much, but watching them in this game, I was like, this team sucks.
Well, I picked them too. I wasn't super confident in it, but I did pick them. But regardless of these injuries or not, I mean, how bad has Baker looked? He's looked terrible.
Looked real bad. He went from MVP talk to he might not be on Tampa next
year. He was MVP through week 6. No, I don't think it's that bad.
That's what I've heard. I've heard that.
They would be
the grapevine.
They would
I've
be
heard that talk.
Foolish to move off of Baker Mayfield. They would be foolish to move off of Baker.
I've heard that talk.
Yes, but look, regardless, I don't think it was a Baker issue until recently, and it could still be the case that they are moving on with him, even though he's severely injured and we just don't know about it. I tend to think that he is injured. I don't think it's necessarily affecting his ability to be on the field to that extent. He just doesn't look good.
It's affecting his way of play.
I don't think it's because of the injury.
I'm getting flashbacks of when he injured his shoulder again when he was in Cleveland, and then he played like this.
It could be.
The doctors don't pull him out. They gotta pull him out.
I mean, they literally who do they even have? Oh, they have Teddy, right? Don't they have Teddy?
Yeah, they got Teddy. Teddy sucks, but
man, I like Teddy. I like Teddy as a person.
Oh yeah, he's a great guy.
But I think it's an encouraging sign, and I think definitely McDaniels continues to save his ass from getting fired for sure. And you gotta remember the Dolphins are doing all of this without Tyreek Hill or Jalen Waddle. So I think it's
Jalen Waddle played. He left, but then he came back.
He left and then returned. Okay, so I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's a class. That Jalen Waddle does that all the time.
Was he even in the stat line though?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he
I
did.
saw he caught a couple balls. Yeah.
I checked this
He
too.
Jalen Waddle's MO is look like he like broke all of his bones
That's
and then
why
come back and play.
He
He does
didn't-
that all the time.
he didn't catch a pass.
Every time he gets
Kyle.
hurt, it looks like he died.
He didn't catch a
And then he
pass.
comes back.
That's why.
Oh.
He didn't catch a. He had 1 rush for 7 yards.
He had a rush. Yeah, he had a little end around.
That's why I didn't see him because I checked the passing stats. I was like, oh, he must have not played. But yeah. So again, now we know that this Bucks team is in a position to still somehow win the NFC South at an 8-9 record. Yuck. How are we not picking Carolina next week? How
I'm picking Carolina.
How are we
It's
not?
gonna be part of. It's gonna be part of the tease.
How are we not?
Spoiler now.
Oh, that's a great pick. That's actually a really good pick, and I wholeheartedly.
Because they're a dog in that game. They're a 3.5-point dog. Last I checked, unless it's changed.
2.5. I see.
Oh, it was 3.5 to open.
Bet this now, then. Bet this now.
Mm-hmm.
We're still cutting through the 3 and the 7 though. So.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the 4:00 games, of which there were only 2. We'll touch briefly on the Raiders and Giants.
Raiders won the Tank Bowl. They won the Tank
did.
Bowl.
34-10.
Congratulations.
The Giants win the football game. Raiders, in all likelihood, win the first overall pick.
Also, Pete Carroll's gonna get fired allegedly.
Fire this Raiders team into the proverbial sun for tanking. Shame on you, Las Vegas. You should be outlawed. Surprised they haven't done anything yet about this, but maybe
I
they
think
will.
even if Matt Crosby played, I think they still would have lost.
I'm gonna grab a water real quick. Talk more about how bad the Raiders are and how the Giants messed up their tank.
Giants messed up their tank. Raiders really bad. There was a couple picks in this game that were potential. Whatever. Tua turned the ball over. Turnover of the week. Geno Smith got hurt. He's out for the year. He's out for the rest of the year. Granted, just 1 game. Kenny Pickett's back. Gotta love Kenny Pickett. Small hands Pickett. But yeah, I mean, yeah, Geno had 2 picks in this game. I think 1 was returned for a touchdown. Yeah, Giants, Jackson Dart didn't rush into getting concussions in this game.
Nope.
Got 2 touchdowns though on the ground. But yeah, I mean, Giants, not like they need the first overall pick. It'd be nice just because they'd be able to trade it for a haul. But it looks like the Raiders are guaranteed to get it.
Well, I think the Giants are probably gonna. Well, depends, I guess, how the board shapes up. But my guess would be the Giants are gonna trade down regardless.
Giants are probably gonna be 2.
Well, I'm saying the Giants will probably trade down regardless, unless they see somebody that they really, really like.
Mm-hmm.
Which I assume would either be a wide receiver or, well, they could go wide receiver, they could go corner, but I don't think you go 2 over. I don't think you go
O-line.
Yeah, I don't think there's a cornerback you go 2 overall for. You could go O-line, yeah. I think they're gonna trade back regardless, but time will tell.
We'll see what happens.
And now our Eagles, who they win, and I'm mad that they won because they didn't deserve to win again, 13-12.
How could you be mad they won? Fake fan. Matt's a fake fan.
I love that my team
mad that
won.
they won.
Yeah, but
you just said they were mad at it.
I'm mad at the way they won.
They didn't deserve it. They deserved to win.
No,
they won. Better team.
The weather was
Go
insane
Birds.
in this game. It was a winnery mix throughout the entire time.
Crazy win. Thank God.
Crazy
win. Go to
wins.
this game, Matt. I know there was.
Oh my God! I was so. Cuba goes. I remember we're watching this game together for the first half. He goes, "You wanted to go to this game," and I'm like, "Oh my God, you're right. We'd have been miserable, dude.
Yeah,
we'd have been
thank God
miserable.
we didn't go.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, this would have been. This would arguably be worse than if it were snow. I guess if it were snow, we'd be stuck there for a little bit more. But at least that would be fun, you know. Like if you're in your boots and shit, pouring rain. That would have been gross.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, look, we know that the Eagles, why they won this game is because their defense is insane. I guess the weather helped them in this one a little bit. I think it helped both teams a little bit.
Number 1 scoring defense since Jalen Phillips was traded.
Dude, he has been so good. Like
so good.
The Josh Allen turnover, which was a turnover for those who were saying that it wasn't, and it was actually an incomplete pass. There's no more tuck rule. No more tuck rule. Incomplete pass.
No more tuck rule. That was the first thing I thought of.
Yes, I thought of the tuck rule.
Get out of here,
literally
you
why the
Brady
tuck
lovers.
rule was out of here. The defensive line for the Eagles just absolutely dominated the Bills throughout this entire game. And I gotta tell you, this offense in the first half for Philadelphia, all 13 points came in the first half, by the way, for Philly. Jalen Hurts was out there making throws, dude. He was making throws.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't even want to talk about the second half because it screwed me in fantasy, and also like just was so frustrating to watch. I think this is the second time the team has gone for 0 or negative yards in or not second. The Eagles have done this twice, and I think they won both times,
which
going
is
for 0 or negative yards in the half,
which is just gross.
Which is crazy.
So the abysmal second half of the Eagles offense, it was 17 total yards in the second
Also, the
half.
officiating this game, terrible.
Oh, dude, it was so
I've never
bad.
seen a game more skewed towards one team than ever before.
It was bad.
Devontae Smith did catch that ball. If the Eagles were down, that was going to be a catch.
Yep,
that was bull
I
crap.
agree.
They missed offensive pass interference on AJ Brown, and that they later called a similar play against the Eagles on like even more questionable, very upsetting.
Ref ball.
And then
back.
also there was the one catch. There was the catch that the Bills had that was basically identical to Smith's catch, and they called it a catch. Ridiculous.
Oh yeah, that was bad too. That was bad too.
It was the most blatantly horrible officiating of all time.
It was bad.
But I've argued they're doing a makeup call on that freaking fumble at the beginning of the game when that very clearly was a fumble by the rule book. Disgusting by the refs.
Absolutely. I mean, look, I agree. I don't think I was as upset about it in this game, Kyle, only because of how bad the Eagles were playing on offense, and I was just like, we don't deserve anything right now. But this was, for all intents and purposes, a Kevin Patullo masterclass, and this is why Kyle and I have been bitching and moaning all season for this man to be removed from any sort of power ever. He is the worst offensive coordinator. Did you see
that play where they were doing a play action and every receiver was on the right side of the field?
Kyle, no. I know exactly what play you're talking about.
I was disgusted. If they ran across, I think it was, I don't remember if it was AJ or Smith.
It was
but they
Smitty.
just ran across her. It was a touchdown.
Oh, so
at least the first down.
No. Actually, you know what? We're talking about two different plays. I know which play you're talking about.
Well, it doesn't matter. They're all horrible.
No, did you see in the second half when he ran play action into a max protect with one curl route? Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
Dude.
That was bad.
Play action into a max protect with one curl route as the primary read? What the fuck are we doing? What are we doing, dude? This is some of the worst play. It's almost if this wasn't my favorite team, I think I'd be laughing a lot more than I actually am. But at this point, it's that comical. It's so bad. What about the Will Shipley running back draw on third and long?
Running back draw on third and long? What the hell was that?
So I didn't mention this. They had 4 straight 3-and-outs to finish the game, minus the kneel down after the recovered onside kick attempt. The last 3 of these 3-and-outs, all 3 of them went run, pass every single time. They were
Saquon up the middle, Saquon up the middle, deep ball.
It was literally that though. And it was not, I'm not even bullshit. Go back and watch the first downs, the second downs, and the third down. The passes were a bit different. All 6 of those runs.
Almost all of the throws.
They were identical. They were identical, Kyle. I think there was one that was a Jalen Hurts run, but all 5 of the running back runs, I think they were all Saquon. Identical. They were the same play, dude. And then literally there's nothing out of the nothing under center anymore. That just disappeared, vanished this week. Everything's out of the gun. Mm-hmm. And you wonder why they're like, dude, Saquon's lost his step.
Because low-key the first half, I thought the play calling was fine.
In the first half, it was fine. In the
thing is in a lot of these games, there's at least one half where I'm like, yeah, the play calling's fine.
Well, so here's the thing.
It's usually the second half. It's just goes horrible. The man can't adjust.
The runs were bad in this game throughout the entire course of the game. I thought the passing in the first half was fine, completely fine. We were actually moving the ball, but despite the conditions, I thought the Eagles were moving the ball pretty well through the air.
Yeah, Jalen was slinging it. That one sideline pass to AJ, that was sick.
Oh, we're up by 2 scores. Let's literally don't run offense. Let's just not do that. And it's not even like we're chewing clock like the Eagles of years past.
Oh, right? The freaking Eagles, the worst thing I hate about them right now is how if you look, there's the chart I've seen where they are literally like top of the league in letting the play clock run down to the final second.
Oh, it is like that's their
Like, dude, it's like they're like almost over like 60% of the time.
Yeah.
I think it might even be higher than
That's
It's
their idea.
disgusting.
Like
you don't do any adjustments, right? It's so easy for the defense to time the snap.
yes.
It's just why?
So,
Why do
like,
you do that?
Instead of running actual plays and moving the football and chewing clock that way, they literally just wait until the play clock's about to expire to hike the ball. That's their idea of chewing clock this year, which is just completely asinine.
Also, how is Cam Jurgens a Pro Bowler? Because like I guess
he missed
anybody
so
who
much
votes
time, right?
doesn't
Like,
watch.
I don't
He's
get it.
he low-key like isn't playing very well.
No, I think he's playing.
There's been
fine.
multiple times I've seen where they're running and he misses his assignment and Saquon gets tackled.
I think he's playing fine. I just don't think
He's not playing at a Pro Bowl level.
It's close, but I don't think he's played enough to be a Pro Bowler.
I don't think he's played
That's
well enough to be
your
a Pro
opinion.
Bowler.
I don't think any of the O-line has really this
You
year.
got the old line that's just going off a name. Lane Johnson, they need to bring back. He'll probably be back. Maybe not. They'll probably give him next week off. He'll probably be back.
Yeah.
For the playoffs.
And then on the other side of this,
Jalen
right?
Carter being back though,
huge.
That blocked extra point won the game.
Correct.
In hindsight,
Huge.
Won the game.
Huge, and I think you're going to see that make an immediate difference too, going forward.
Yep, I think it did in this game. The defense was phenomenal.
Absolutely. Now on the other side of this, right, you have the Bills.
Josh Allen played bad.
Well, Josh Allen didn't play well.
Sack he took.
Oh, the 19-yard sack, dude.
Dude, honestly, if his name wasn't Josh Allen, like if Jalen Hurts did what Josh Allen did, like identical stats.
Yeah.
Like 2 tush pushes, no throwing touchdown, missing that 2-point conversion, taking that sack, the media would crucify him.
They would crucify him, yeah.
He'd be crucified.
And the headline coming out here is, Jalen Hurts 0 of 7 in the second half. When did he have an opportunity? Like, and the one, to Smith was a good throw. That was really the only downfield throw he was going to make that entire game. When did the offense put him in a position to actually make a complete pass and, like, a realistic expectation of making a complete pass? I do want to focus, we've talked a lot about the Eagles. I just want to focus on Joe Brady for a second. Because he is almost just as bad as Kevin Patullo in my eyes in this game. He was a terrible play caller. The final drive, I mean, the Bills ended up getting down, into a goal-to-go situation anyway. But it was just mystifying how they got down there. If it wasn't for that Brandon Cooks catch, which was an improbable catch in my eyes. I mean, I think it's quite remarkable that Brandon Cooks has now stepped up and was essentially the number 1 receiver in this game for Josh Allen.
Dude, the Bills need a receiver, man.
Oh
the
my
Bills
God,
had like a true number 1.
Like Stephon
they'd
Diggs.
be so much better, man.
You mean like Stephon Diggs?
Like Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, crazy.
Not even like Diggs isn't really even a 1 anymore, but like I would say like if they had like if Keon Coleman developed into what they thought, I mean Keon Coleman's a bust.
Yeah, at this point I agree.
I think he's a bust, but I'm saying like if they had like I don't even know. I'm trying to think of like somebody. Yeah.
Anybody. But yeah, I think Joe Brady is just at fault for this game for the Bills. I mean, the running game was basically non-existent. I don't think they really didn't get any big runs in this game, which, I mean, you look back at the Bills this year, right? Like a lot of their controlling the clock and controlling the time of game and time of possession and whatnot has been built off the back of like these long James Cook runs. And you didn't really see that just because I think it's a combination of the weather and the Eagles being really good up front, but also kind of just the play call I felt like it was a lot of just up the middle, nothing really to the outside, nothing, no like stunts or anything like that. I don't know. I didn't think the play calling was particularly creative for the Bills in this game either.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Allen has beaten every team in the NFL except the Philadelphia Eagles, Kyle. He's 0-3 in his
the
career.
Bills. He's never. Well, I guess you could argue.
Well, obviously, he hasn't beaten
in
the
this
Bills,
game,
but
he's beating the Bills in this game.
With this loss, the New England Patriots have clinched the AFC East. The Bills are still locked into a playoff spot, but as Kyle said earlier, they can be as high as the 5 seed. They cannot win the AFC East anymore. So, Pat's back on top in the AFC East.
Yeah, 5-year run for the Bills. Over.
Now we got to talk about this next game, Kyle.
Game of the year potential.
Instant
game
classic,
of the year.
if not. Top 10 game of the season, no doubt about it. Chicago Bears, San Francisco 49ers. 49ers take this one 42-38. 80 combined points between these teams, 936 yards of total offense. From the get-go, this game had action. We had that pick six on the first play from scrimmage to start the game. TJ Edwards. I believe the 49ers clapped right back with a touchdown on their own. We were off to the races immediately. The Bears' second half adjustments I thought were pretty crucial on the offensive side of the ball. They ended up scoring a lot of points. A lot of notable players in this game. I just have a list here I wanted to go over. We had Luther Burden, who, Kyle, yak machine. I didn't realize how fast
He
this guy
did get
was.
hurt at the end of the game.
I know he did, which is unfortunate. But the guy's a yak machine, dude. I didn't realize how quick this guy is. 8 catches, 138 yards. He had a touchdown in this game. The other rookie for the Bears, Colston Loveland, who, by the way, is fantastic chemistry with Caleb Williams. Fantastic. He had 6 catches for 94 yards and a touchdown. DeAndre Swift.
That big touchdown on that free play. That was sick.
Yeah, on the free play. That's right. Which was great for him. I know DeAndre Swift had a big game, particularly in the second half. Only had 9 carries, which was absolutely criminal. He did have 54 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Man, had 9 carries and still absolutely cooked me with a rat.
Yeah, boy. He had a crucial 22-yard touchdown late in the fourth quarter. For the 49ers, obviously C-Mac had a big game. Kind of shut down in the second half, though, which is where I think the Bears were able to make some ground. They kind of, I know, they put it on Brock Purdy. Of course, Brock Purdy had 5 touchdowns in this game, so he was able to just, do whatever. But they did kind of slow down C-Mac's role a little bit in the second half. He still finished with 140 rushing yards and a touchdown, added 41 more yards through the air. Ricky Pearsall had a really big game. He had a bunch of huge catches. I feel like every catch he had was just either a great catch or just a very crucial moment. He led the 49ers in receiving yards with 85. And finally, Jake Tungus stepped up big again with Kittle's sideline. He had 7 catches, 60 yards, and a touchdown. Dude, that's our boy. That's our boy.
Love
remember
my boy Tungus.
from that week.
Obviously, I remember Matt. Goated.
I forget, Kyle. What week was it though? It was like week 7.
I don't know. It was week 7, 6, 7. Maybe week 8.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We had a big lay with Tungus. I'm sure we talked about it at some point. Dude, just a bunch of sick plays in this game too. You had the Purdy touchdown to Juszczyk, this when he was scrambling and dancing.
So this was also the first game ever that went tied 0-0, 7-7, 14-14, 21-21, 28-20.
We almost got 30. Well, I guess the Bears would have won because they were down 4 at that point. But with this loss, the Bears did unfortunately get eliminated from 1 seed contention. I did mention they did clinch the NFC North, though, before the kickoff started, courtesy of a Packers loss. So, yay for the Bears. They go from worst to first. Yeah, man. I mean, I want to go back to that final play because, I thought Caleb should have hit Swift out of the backfield. I think he held on to it a little bit too long. Had Swift one-on-one out of the backfield. I thought he was going to be able to make, just dump it out, go make a play. All you need is a couple of yards. It was a one-on-one. So I don't know. I liked what I saw. I mean, obviously we can talk about this game for a number of minutes, but
I mean the Niners offense is on fire right now. Both these teams, the defense isn't very good. Bears low-key kind of need turnovers to win. Pretty much that's the only way they can win because their defense is not very good. And the Niners, their offense is on fire right now, but their defense is so banged up. I remember when they were doing the Sunday night intros, I was like, who are these people? I don't even know who any of them are.
There were a lot of names that I was like kind of not sure.
I was like,
who
are you? Who are you?
But I guess to your other point, right, the Bears needing turnovers. Now, this is a team that does lead the league in turnovers.
Yes,
I believe it's turnovers per game they lead. I don't know if they lead in turnover differential, but if I had to guess, I'd say they're up there as well.
It's quite close.
But yeah, I mean, this is kind of what happens when they don't force turnovers, right? Like, unless you're playing the Philadelphia Eagles and they just have a stagnant offense. But
they got 2 turnovers in that game.
Yeah, but the Eagles also didn't do jack that game. They had 15 points. Yeah. So 42 points they surrendered to Brock Purdy and the crew. Yeah, I mean, they kind of do, Kyle. They kind of do rely on those turnovers. And, I mean, to their credit, they're very good at forcing those turnovers, usually. I believe I mentioned last week they've had at least 2 turnovers in most of their games, or they forced at least 2 turnovers in most of their games. Purdy only had the pick six. I believe that was the only turnover of this entire game. If I'm not mistaken. I don't think I am. Yeah, it looks like it.
No, I thought Birdie had 2 interceptions.
No, I only had the one. It's only the pick
Oh,
six.
only the one, yeah.
Only did pick six. So yeah, they did have. I mean, they spotted him a touchdown, really, when you think about it, and they still ended up losing by 4. I think you've seen what you've seen from Caleb. This again, like you said, was a very, very dominant performance by both offenses. I don't think this is something that's necessarily repeatable for Chicago going forward. I mean, 38 points. If I had to guess, that's probably their most points scored this year. Wouldn't you agree?
No, I think they've scored 40 before.
I don't know if they have. I'm just gonna take.
They like I remember, if you recall, there was definitely, like I was saying, that their over unders were always.
I stand corrected because they put up 47 against the Bengals. That's right.
Boom.
47 against the. All right, so this is their most points against a real team, I guess. No offense, Cincinnati. At least this year, but yeah, I mean, these are 2 legit teams. I would love to get this rematch in the playoffs. That would be cinema.
Cinema.
I don't know how likely that is. I guess Chicago would have to lose for that to be a little bit more likely, and then San Francisco would end up with the 6th seed.
Well, like if Chicago's the 3 seed and the Niners lose to the Seahawks and the Rams win, then they would play Chicago again.
Right. So I believe.
So that would be if the Seahawks beat the Niners, Eagles beat the Commanders, the Seahawks lose. I mean, the Bears lose to the Lions, and the Rams beat the Cardinals. Then you would get Niners Seahawks again. You get Niners Bears again.
If Detroit beats Chicago, then nothing else matters besides the Eagles winning. Because if the Eagles win, then they get.
Then the Eagles are the 2 seed.
Correct, and that's the only path for the Eagles. If Chicago wins, the best the Eagles can do is the 3 seed. So I believe Chicago.
The only thing the Eagles can do is the 3 seed.
Correct.
Eagles can only be the 2 or the 3.
They can only be the 2 or the 3.
Bears can also only be the 2 or the 3.
So if Chicago wins, then they are the 2 seed, and that's what they're locked into. So
yeah, or the Eagles lose.
Correct. So like, when is that game then?
They're both at the 4:25 window.
That's annoying. Okay, because I would have preferred to know. You know what I'm saying? Like, give us a little bit.
Well, yeah, obviously, why the NFL always does that. They time it where like you wouldn't know.
That's dumb.
That's smart.
No, it is smart. It is smart. That way you don't.
It's dumb.
It's dumb.
You don't want you to see it.
It's dumb.
It's dumb.
Let's talk about the shocking loss as our final game from last night.
I'm pissed. I should have swapped. I'm annoyed I didn't swap.
You were gonna pick Atlanta?
I was at least gonna pick them to cover, and then I was like, nah.
Well, a cover, that's fine. I had some dude.
Well, yeah, I do my picks for cover.
Yeah, you do the spread pick. That's right. I had some dude reach out to me on the picks Instagram and was like, "What do I bet tonight?" And I was like, "Well, obligatory. I'm not betting tonight because I didn't bet last night." I had one bet. It was like a part of a ladder bet though, so like I didn't really count it. He asked me who was gonna score and who was gonna win, and I gave him Blake Corum or Kyron Williams. Neither of them scored, and then I said the Rams, and they didn't win either. He never messaged me back. I said obligatory. I'm not betting though, so I'm covered. If I were betting on it, I would have given him a little bit more thought, but sorry, bud. Yeah, I mean, how about the Rams getting shut out in the first half? That was just so
that was crazy.
Shocking. Very, very shocking. I mean, it was eerily.
Dude, the Rams they look off, man. Their defenses look like it's regressed. I mean, they almost came back in this game. I think that's more so the Falcons choking.
Yes,
but there was that big blocked field goal that was returned for a touchdown that kind of gave them life.
It propelled them. Man.
Also, like at the end of the game, like the Rams, like there was that Puka catch that I thought was a catch initially, and then there was that angle that clearly showed as a drop.
So,
I was like, oh, okay.
A lot of people are telling me that this was actually a catch, and I'm like, well,
no,
I thought
there's an angle. That's what I thought, but then there's an angle that clearly shows he dropped it.
Well, so he didn't drop it; he lost possession. So I think it's more of a thing, right, where he had like hell of an effort. By the way, oh my god,
it was crazy.
Oh my god, like how did he even come close to catching this football? But there was the angle, so he brings it in with the one hand, and then I believe it was D. Alford literally put his hand in the perfect spot to like knock the ball loose, and then Puka regained possession, but by that time he could not establish inbounds. So I ultimately think this was a good call. I'll tell you what was not a good call though was it was definitely PI against Tutu Atwell. I mean, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely, man's arm was being held down, and that would have put LA in field goal range on the final drive. That one they got completely wrong, and there's no excuse for. So, I mean, they even though they made that call right on the Puka catch, they already messed up the other one. So, I don't know. I want to talk about Atlanta, funny enough, for a little bit because I think we are very clearly seeing, and I know this isn't all of their issues, but tell me that Penix wasn't most of the problem for Atlanta.
Dude, I was gonna say that. Like, I thought Kirk Cousins played pretty well in this game.
So Kirk is now 4-2 as a starter in the last 6 games. They have gone
like I think there's a legitimate chance with Penix injury. Like people are saying like he's gonna get released, and they're like, no,
dude.
I don't think so.
Kirk, you're saying would get released?
Kirk, yeah.
No, I don't.
Everyone was like automatic, like he's gonna get released. He wants his release, but they were people in the building. KB Grapevine, they don't wanna. They may not release him.
I'll tell you what. At this point, I don't think they can afford to, right? Because like they're 3-7 with Penix this year as a starter, and or 3-6. I'm sorry, 4-3 with Kirk. They're 7-9 right now with Penix still in there. They might not have 5 wins. Like I think it's very clear. I now hear me out because I still do think Raheem Morris should be fired. I don't think he's a good coach. I think they should move on from him. And I think that definitely does contribute to a lot of Atlanta's issues this year. But I absolutely think that Michael Penix has played, a big role in this Atlanta team, like not fulfilling their potential this year.
Yeah, I don't think
it's arguable at this point with Kirk.
Yeah.
I mean, they actually look like a decent football team. They're playing some decent football. Now, give me your thoughts on the Rams because I think it's interesting now that you're saying you're kind of faltering with your faith in this Los Angeles team.
Well, if you recall, Matt, I never had faith in this Los Angeles.
Well, that was at the beginning of the year.
They're now turning into what I thought all along.
Hold on. Now, you told me that you were wrong about the Rams like 3 or 4 weeks ago, and that was a bad take.
Well, now I was right all along. I was wrong about being wrong.
That is such recency bias. You can't just say that after they lose.
I was wrong about being wrong.
That doesn't make any sense.
This Rams team is bad in one-score games. They've lost a bunch of one-score games. They've lost 3 of 4 recently. They lost to the Panthers. They lost to the Seahawks. They lost to the Falcons.
Yeah, that is right.
Not great. They're kind of limping. The defense has regressed. I think I noted this earlier. Basically, they're kind of relying on Stafford. If Stafford doesn't play well like he did in this game, they don't win. And I don't know. I'm not a fan. I'm not liking the Rams going into the playoffs.
Well, I think the Seattle game was I think it was pretty much even. I think even you.
They've done that twice now, though. They've done that twice this season where they had a team dead to rights and they lost.
Yeah.
They did that with the Eagles that I witnessed live, and they did the same thing with Seattle. I felt like I was watching a repeat of that game.
I think it's more on the defense at that point then in your
well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, the defense is regressing.
It's been regressing just a tad.
I mean, Bijan Robinson ran all over these fools.
Yeah, I mean, Bijan's
the big thing was early in the year they had a solid run defense, like compared to like last year, but it's starting to fall apart. Like I think the Kenneth Walker had a big game against them. Bijan obviously had a monster game. If they obviously the Eagles had Saquon anytime he could go off.
Yeah, right.
They play the Seahawks again. I don't think they can. I think right now they're gonna face either the 3 seed or the 4 seed.
Correct.
Depending on how things shake up.
I think their most likely matchup.
I think if
the
Niners win, then the Rams are locked in as the 6 seed.
The 6 seed, yeah.
But
correct.
if the Seahawks win, then they can bump up to the 5 seed with a win.
The Rams do have the luxury of having that 49ers game being played on Saturday, so they'll know ahead of time. They'll get to rest their starters.
Yeah, but Sean McVay historically doesn't really care about seeding, but he has stated that everybody's playing because they have not looked good.
Well, they are playing the Arizona Cardinals.
The Cardinals, yeah.
So that should be a win. Should be a win.
Dude, Niners though, if they win next week, that's they never have to leave Santa Clara for the whole playoffs.
Yeah, that's right. Oh my God.
Potentially.
Potentially, because if they don't get the 1 seed,
Potentially.
the 1 seed is still on the table for the 49ers. I mean, that game is essentially for the 1 seed. Correct me if I'm wrong, right?
Do we want to get into next week, or do we want to get into the
well,
KBTs?
do the KBTs because I
was the Tease because it's most of the important games.
Good.
First one is Panthers plus 9.5 against the Bucks. The Bucks are dead. Panthers are due for a win now because they go the win-loss.
Agree with this one.
Either way, this game will be close.
Side note on that game, I think Carolina has phenomenal value being plus money, and I'm gonna bet them on the money line. I'm absolutely taking this.
I
Carolina
agree.
Team. Bet the house.
Carolina's a winner when they're a dog. They lose. They haven't won a game when they were favored this year. All their wins have come when they were dogs.
Road dog, but I'm still taking them.
Which is hilarious because they're a cat.
Yeah.
So funny.
Correct.
Next is going to be Niners, also on Saturday. Niners plus 8.5. Divisional game, Niners at home. It's going to be close. That's kind of my opinion on it.
It should be.
You're punching through the 3. You're punching through the 7. 8.5. Close game. Big game. I like the Niners
close
plus
game,
8.5
big
there.
game.
Next one. This is an irrelevant game, but I love my boy Shuck. Give me the Saints plus 10.5. This game could matter. It could be a proxy war if the Bucks do end up winning. So I don't know. I like the Saints. The Falcons kind of choked it last night. I like Chuck. Chuck's good. Chuck's trying to win Rookie of the Year. Saints are playing for something hard. Falcons, I'm not so sure. I like the Saints. Okay. Divisional game too. Divisional meaningless game should be close.
Correct.
Next one, the last game is the last game of this regular season. Give me the Steelers plus 10.5 against the Ravens. These games are always close. Steelers are home. I'm not really liking all the vibes out of Baltimore right now. I know they just crushed the Packers, but the Packers also don't really have good vibes. I think the Steelers kind of were playing to I think they're gonna get shooken up after what happened last week with the Browns.
Yeah.
So I think this game's gonna be close, and I like the Steelers plus 10.5.
So that's actually wild because my buddy goes he texts me and he goes, "Here, tell Kyle to do this as his tease." Let me read this to you: Carolina plus 10, San Francisco plus 8.5, Steelers plus 10.5, and then he has the Saints and Falcons in the tease, but he's teasing the under or teasing the over. So it's 36 over 36.5.
That's hysterical.
Crazy. You guys picked the 4 same games and you had 3 of the exact same picks. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Crazy. Who would have thought?
All right. I mean, I can at least.
I wouldn't mind taking the over. I wouldn't mind taking the over in that game, but I'm gonna stick with my.
Stick with your thing. But I do. What was I gonna say? I can appreciate that it's all important games. It's all games that I would want to watch.
Well, yeah, the non-important games, those are really hard to pick.
Those are hard to pick. Yeah. So, all right, let's get into these games. Wait, there's no Thursday night.
Let's just recap let's do the important ones.
So no Thursday night game this week. Saturday, we've got 2 important ones. We got Carolina at Tampa Bay for the NFC South. Winner in all likelihood will win the division unless the Bucks win and the Falcons
win.
Beat the who are they playing?
The Saints.
The Saints. That's right.
The Saints. We just went over this.
1:00. Saints at Falcons. Like I said, I'm hammering Carolina in this game. Absolutely hammering Carolina. I love the fact that they've won now. Their last 10 games have gone win-loss, win-loss, win-loss. They're coming off the loss. I love that. Number 1, makes no sense, but I'm betting it. Number 2, this Bucks team looks absolutely dreadful. I've at least seen this Panthers team play well in the last 2 months, and I can't say that for Tampa Bay. So I'm picking Carolina. I'm picking Carolina.
Yeah.
The other game.
Then we got Seattle Niners for the 1 seed.
Dude, this is so Seahawks at 49ers. The game is
Sam Darnold 2 years in a row.
Dude,
final game of the season is a battle for the 1 seed.
This is crazy. So he lost out on it last year. I tend to think.
Fun fact: I think Sam Darnold's one of 5 quarterbacks to win back-to-back win 13 plus games in back-to-back seasons.
Crazy. And he did not.
He's up there. It's him, Brady, Peyton Manning.
It's a crazy list.
And Brett Favre. I think that's it.
That's nuts.
And maybe Aaron Rodgers too.
I don't know, man. this Seattle defense is really good.
I think Seattle wins this one.
I tend to agree with you. I think
But I low-key
I give a
kind of want
slight
the
edge.
Niners because then the Eagles will face either the Rams or the Packers, and I'd rather face the Packers. Rather face potentially the Rams and the Niners.
I don't want to face Seattle. Tell you that, Mark.
I also don't like the. I don't like the Niners.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't have any animosity towards San Francisco.
I don't know. I don't like them. Then so Sunday 1:00 Saints Falcons only matters if the Bucks win. Browns Bengals irrelevant. Packers Vikings irrelevant. Cowboys Giants irrelevant. Titans Jaguars. If the Jaguars win, they win the South. If they lose and the Texans win, then the Texans win the South.
So the South is still in play for Houston.
Irrelevant.
Well, it's not irrelevant, but it is noteworthy.
Jags are 12.5-point favorites.
They're 12.5-point favorites. I think you've seen a lot of good things from the Titans recently. I would love to take
the
Titans.
Jags have been very good. Jags are won 7 straight.
Well, the Jags
by an average of 10 points plus.
I'll tell you what, the Jaguars have been a really good second half team. I wonder what the spread is for the first half because I think taking Tennessee in the first half might be advantageous if you're betting this game. So
Jags are still alive for the 1 seed too.
Yeah, and the Jags still have 1 seed considerations. So
they need the Patriots and the Broncos to lose.
They need a lot.
Probably won't happen.
Yeah, they need a lot. It's probably not going to happen, but it could. Who knows?
Man, then you got 4:00 window. Jets Bills kind of irrelevant.
Booty.
Lions Bears we already discussed. Lions beat the Bears and the Eagles win. Then Eagles get 2 seed. Any other scenario, Bears get the 2 seed. And we'll.
How about
pace the
7
Packers.
games, Kyle? How about 7 games at 4:00?
That's crazy.
That's maddening.
Then you got Chargers Broncos. Justin Herbert's already been told through KB Grapevine News that he will not be playing.
Yeah.
So that's probably big for the Broncos. Broncos are 12.5-point favorites as of right now.
Taking Denver.
But somehow I still think the Chargers are going to cover because I don't
That's
trust
12.5.
this Denver team.
Yeah, this Denver team has just a really
honestly,
bad...
I almost picked the Chargers.
No, not straight up. I can't.
KBTs.
No. Definitely.
Chargers plus
I'm definitely I'm definitely happier with what you picked.
Oh no, I didn't do it. Like obviously, again, like
19.5 is
I
just
can't do that.
nuts. Yeah, dude.
But I don't know, man. That's a nutty spread.
That is a nutty spread.
Anyway, Raiders Chiefs kind of irrelevant.
Yeah.
Cardinals Rams we've already discussed how that might be relevant.
Mm-hmm.
Dolphins Patriots win. And the Broncos somehow lose, then they'll be the 1 seed.
Patriots will be the 1 seed. So yeah, Patriots will be starting their starters.
If Patriots and Broncos both lose, Jags win. Then Jags are the 1 seed. Any others? And then if like everybody loses, then the Broncos are the 1 seed.
Broncos, yep. What else?
Eagles already discussed, and then obviously Sunday night, Ravens Steelers. Winner
Sunday night. So who do you got? I gotta know.
I'm taking the Steelers. Like I said, I don't trust the Ravens vibes. I'm taking the Steelers.
I don't have an answer for you right now. I'm leaning Baltimore as of currently. That may change. This is predicated on obviously Derrick Henry, and I think if they're actually going to give the ball to Derrick Henry, and like they did last week, then everything should be hunky dory. I think the Steelers without Metcalf look like a completely different team. He will not be with the team in Week 18, so I think that absolutely is going to play into this. Steelers obviously have a little bit of the home advantage because they are home. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm leaning Baltimore right now, subject to change. I will obviously give it my pick on Sunday night when the game starts. No Monday night game this week either, as it is customary in Week 18. So the Ravens and Steelers will be the final game of the regular season. And then we got playoffs, baby. And then we got freaking playoffs. And I'm just stoked.
Playoffs, baby.
I'm just stoked. But I do have one more thing, Kyle. Well, I got a bit of a two-parter here before we wrap up. So, you asked me to give my follow-up on the whole streaming services spiel from last week. So here's what you needed to watch football in Week 17. You needed Netflix, you needed Prime Video, you needed NFL Network, you needed Peacock/NBC, you needed Fox, CBS, and you needed ESPN.
Now
I didn't like
Peacock.
it. I didn't like it.
Did you say Peacock?
I did say Peacock/NBC.
Oh, okay.
Terrible. My real one more thing though was
No, you like needed Peacock though. I think I think
did.
the Saturday night game was exclusive.
Well,
to
you needed
Peacock.
all 8 of those in some capacity.
Yeah.
So if you don't have cable, you needed all 8 of those somehow. Which is like probably gonna run you probably hundreds a month.
A lot of money.
Which is just absolutely asinine. My real one more thing was what was it 4 weeks ago? I gave 5 league winners for fantasy. Now I think it's customary, seeing as if you're in a normal fantasy league, you should have had your league championships this past week in week 17. So I wanted to give a little bit of a review, as to what I said and how they performed. So I'm going to give you the 5 names that I said, and I'm going to give you their average points per game in those 3 weeks. So week 15, 16, and 17, which would have been playoffs, and how they did. Unless I note otherwise, then I will tell you.
Were these people you said at the beginning of the year?
No, these are people I said the week before the playoffs started.
Oh, you're right.
But these are still names that may have been available in some like not deep leagues. Like if you had like 8 or 10, some of these guys might have been available.
Oh, yeah.
But if you did have them, I was high. The quarterback I gave was Shedeur Sanders, which yikes.
Ooh.
9.4 fantasy points per game between weeks 15 and 17. Yeah,
Oof.
I got that
That's
one
a bad
wrong.
one.
Unequivocally wrong. I gave you Blake Corum, 12.9 points in week 15 and 16, average. Only had 1.8 points in week 17 due to the injury, so kind of take that with an
Can't predict
asterisk.
injuries.
Can't predict injuries, unfortunate, but 13 points a game, pretty good. I gave you Michael Wilson, 14.5 fantasy points per game in weeks between week 15 and 17. I nailed this one. I said if Marvin Harrison was out, which he was, this guy would be good. He was. I hope you guys did play him. Christian Watson. So this one's, I'm going to asterisk this one too. 4.4 fantasy points in week 15. He did get injured in that game. He did leave that game. Started in week 16. Came back, only had 2.7 points. So obviously dud.
Yeah, rat.
Championship weekend, though, put up 19.8 fantasy points in week 17 in your championship game if you started him. I hope you guys stuck with him. Because if you got to your championship, you definitely could have used those 20 points.
Yep. Could have used those last week. Rat.
Correct. And finally, the last guy I gave you was Harold Fannin. Averaged 12 points between week 15 and 17. I mean, that has to be like it has to be top 3 for tight ends, I would assume. And he did put up 10 points last week on Sunday, despite being injured in the first quarter. Kyle was injured in the first quarter. I had him 60 plus yards at plus like 160, and he got hurt after he had 30 yards and a touchdown after the first quarter and got hurt and did not return. I was so upset. It was gonna be.
At least got a touchdown now. You can't complain if the tight end gets.
It was gonna be so immaculate though. Well, I needed the yards because I bet the yards. Now DK is the go-to book, so I did get my money back. Yeah, but no, it's okay. DK is the go-to book, unlike FanDuel, who sucks ass and they eat eggs through their butthole. Not FanDuel in this case. DK is the best though. DK is the greatest. So overall, I think I did pretty good. I think I gave you guys some names to work. I said Shedeur with not. I kind of gave a question mark when I said Shedeur. So
yeah, that was a ballsy pick.
Ballsy pick didn't work out, but I'd like to think I got 3 of these right. I think I'd say I definitely got 3 of them right, and then Watson I got right for the fantasy championship week. So Kyle, what is your one more thing?
One more thing is Stranger Things.
Woo! I'm so
the finale's
excited.
out next week. Very exciting stuff. Are you caught up, Mr. Matt?
I am. Should we?
You're caught up.
Should we talk right now and say just spoiler?
There's spoiler alert. If you are listening, major spoiler alert.
We will give you guys 5 seconds to mute your mics. Now it's 3 seconds. We're gonna spoil Stranger Things season 5 part 2. All right, give me your thoughts because I gotta hear this shit, dude. I haven't talked about it.
It's I don't know. I liked it initially. I stood up late on Christmas night watching it.
Yeah.
Because my fiance was leaving and I needed to watch it with her. But I'm very interested to see how the finale goes because I thought like the last couple episodes very exposition filled.
Yeah.
Not really a lot happened. I'm very interested to see how they do in the finale. I also think like the unproposal scene I don't get why. I thought one of them was gonna die, and then they didn't.
Yeah, I mean that was a
Um,
cute scene and all, but then they got saved like Ex Machina for no reason.
Yeah, a lot of ex machinas this season. Like the whole Karen thing, when she like was limping and somehow got a oxygen tank
major.
in the washing machine.
There's
That was
been a
mad
lot
goofy.
of there's been a lot of main
Goofy
characters.
vibes.
There's been a lot of main character syndrome this season. Like they're just
Mm-hmm.
invincible. Like they show the military being shredded left and right by the Demodogs and the
Yeah, but
Demogorgons.
walk them down wheelers.
And
though.
then God forbid
you can't disrespect Nancy like that.
Yeah, but bro, like literally, what was it the hospital scene where Lucas is carrying Max into the elevator and the dog's running full speed at him and then he just kicks it and like nothing happens to him, dude.
Yeah.
You're carrying a full-grown woman in your arms and you have a beast that's like twice your size running straight at you and you don't even flinch. What is that?
Dude, he's
Shut
got
up.
powerful legs, man.
No.
Adrenaline, man. Hell of a drug.
He's got main character
Also,
syndrome.
very upset about my boy Derek. Delightful
Bro,
Derek,
dipshit.
as they call man, immediately folds after seeing his
Dipshit
dead
Derek,
parents.
man. Dipshit.
Very upset that he folded like that. That was just an
Dipshit
absolute
Derek, dude.
travesty. It's like Matt.
Crazy.
It's like he's like the Falcons up 28-3 in the Super Bowl.
Correct.
Brady
Yeah.
pulls up. Vecna pulls up, showing his dead parents. Collapses.
Mhm.
Just very, very upset. I hope he gets a redemption in the finale.
What do you
my
think
boy
of
Derek.
Will's coming out scene?
He did it. I don't get why he told like basically everyone. Like, why
So-
does Murray need to know that Will's gay?
Well,
That's kind of stupid.
So I don't think he was just telling. I think everyone just happened to be there. I actually was a really big fan of this scene, and the one reason I was is because they made it like character based. So the whole thing was, remember, so when Will got jacked by Vecna, right, and he figured out where Max was
well,
in the
yeah, because
hospital.
Will they didn't want to do the because Vecna was going to use his gayness against him.
Right. So Vecna's whole deal is, right, he infiltrates your mind, uses your fears against you, and then, basically you become more vulnerable, and then you die or whatever. In this case, he was
Vecna was showing Will like, yo, if you say you're gay, everyone's gonna say
he was basically like, if
suck.
you're gay forever, then everyone's gonna hate you, and like that was his whole thing.
Yeah.
So then Will was like smart about it, and he was like, shit, I gotta come out of the closet, I gotta tell everybody I'm gay, and then that way Vecna can't use that against me anymore. So I actually
Have you seen the AI
liked
edits of that scene?
No, I
It's
haven't. Send it to me because I want
I
to.
gotta send them to
You gotta send it to me after the show.
It's like one where he's like, guys, I have to admit, all I love is big titty blondes. And like Ronaldo Reiner's like, I'm flat chested and brunette, and Hopper still loves me. He's like, shut up, mom, get implants.
Oh my god,
it's so bad.
Oh, it's terrible.
That everybody's like, I don't like girls, and they're like, we're like, dude, we know you don't like girls, you bum.
I don't like how they're doing like the mega episode again, where it's like 2.5 hours. I really disliked that in season 4, and I thought
The
it was
movie,
like,
baby, I'm excited.
yeah, I really disliked that in season 4. I really liked the hour 15.
Well, I don't know how they're gonna fit everything if it's not 2.5 hours. They gotta.
I
fit
know,
in, like
that's
what
why they
Henry's-
should've-
What was in the briefcase?
They should have
they
just done
gotta
3 more
figure out
episodes, in my
the-
opinion.
The finale and stuff. I don't know.
They should have just
Also,
done like.
do you trust Kai or was it number 8?
No, I don't. I don't trust.
She's a
that.
rat.
I don't trust that girl for a
Rat.
minute, dude. I don't trust her for a minute.
She's gonna. I hope Hopper rats her.
some
gets
dumb-
her out of there.
I already know some dumb shenanigans is gonna go down. Like they're gonna be about to beat Henry, and then she's gonna be like, "Kill yourself, kill yourself." and then Vecna's gonna get out of it, and then something. And it's gonna go on for 30 more minutes, and then they'll beat Henry.
Yeah.
Somehow. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But I am excited.
Quick, one last before we move the
Yeah.
topic. Death predict. Give me death prediction. Who dies?
Well, the Duffer Brothers
Somebody
said
dies,
nobody's
who
gonna
dies?
die, but I don't believe that for a second.
They could be lying.
Who's gonna die, bro? I always thought Will was, because I thought that he and Vecna were tethered. So it's kind of like if Vecna dies, Will dies.
That's what I thought too. I was gonna say that.
I don't know if that's still the case. I don't know if it's just Will's gonna lose his powers and that's it. Because that could also be it, like they're out, right? Like he doesn't
Or
die.
I think Elle's gonna fake out death.
Like a
Not
fake
really
death.
death prediction, but
fake
I think
death
it's a
from-
fake death.
Someone's gotta die, dude. They're gonna kill off like Murray, or like someone's gonna make like a sacrifice, like Vicky, or like something like one of the minor characters who don't have main character syndrome.
The teacher, Mr.
Mr. Clark, dude. Mr. Clark's the
Mr. Clark Fox.
He's the goat, man. He's the goat.
Oh, to Mr.
What was it? He
Clark.
calls him, dude. What Murray calls him Snookums.
Schmookums. Schmookums. Goated.
was funny. All right, that'll do it for us. On a lighter note, thank you guys for watching. This is the last episode of 2025.
2025.
In picks,
What a
dude.
year.
We had such a good
What a year for picks.
Holy smokes. We got to see our team win the Super Bowl. We started on Spotify this year. We got a lot of more followers, dude. I don't know. Things are looking up for picks. And it's become a lot of work, but I love doing this every week. So does Kyle. I mean, we love you
So
guys.
do I. Love this. Love this.
Whoever's out there listening right now, we appreciate it. And we'll be back next Tuesday the 6th. Tuesday the 6th. I got it right.
With a potential guest.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I think we're going to have a guest
Potential
on.
guest.
I'm pretty sure we'll have a guest on. That'll be more finalized beforehand, but be on the lookout for that. We might have a third.
Woo.
So that'll do it for us. Thank you very much, guys. We'll be back next Tuesday. Happy New Year's. Enjoy the time off on Thursday. And we'll see you guys next Tuesday. Peace out.